All right, now we're into this story. This is Andrew Tate. We've reacted to him before, but this is not him being, like, sexist or anything, to my knowledge. I've only watched, like, 4 minutes of the video, but it's robbed at gunpoint in Jamaica.
I'm going to tell you my story about Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica once in my life, and I will never go there again. So I had some business in Jamaica. I was put in a very nice hotel. When you get to the hotel, they say, we have restaurants, we have clubs, we have everything inside the hotel. Don't leave the hotel. We have everything you want here.
Okay, off rip. That's true. When I went to Jamaica about a year ago today, if y'all were watching me then. They don't want you to leave. Ever. Like right when you get there, they're like, do not leave the hotel. Or the resort, or whatever it is. And I'm like, why? And they're like, it won't end well. And I was like, okay. And then when you walk out to the beach, you notice that, and I've been to 4 Caribbean islands. I've been to the Bahamas, St. Martin, Anguilla, and Jamaica. Jamaica is the only island I've been to where they had barbed wire fences blocking everybody in on the beach. The reason they do that is because people stand outside of those fences and try to sell you drugs. They don't want you to leave. Like, there's a whole strip, and they're like, don't pass this line in the water, don't do whatever. And there's people that sit on boats, and they, like, cross over, and they try to sell you drugs. And there's people that sit outside and they try to sell you drugs. Kind of sketchy. Did they try to give you a balding drug? No, they tried to sell me weed. Well, they tried to sell me anything. But this is how funny it is. I thought it was like a stereotype, right? That like right when you because I told my friends I was going to Jamaica that weren't going with me. Everybody that I ever met that was going to Jamaica was like, they're going to try and sell you drugs. They're going to try and sell you weed. Like, everybody smokes weed there. They're going to try and sell you weed right when you get there. I was like, you guys are being a bunch of jerk-offs. I pull up. The first guy I talk to is a lifeguard on the beach. Like, the first guy I talk to that's not in a suit is a lifeguard. The first thing he says, am I allowed to do a Jamaican accent? I don't know if that's offensive. Bro, but like the first thing he says, do you want to buy weed? And like, effectively, we're just chilling there. It's me and my friend. And we're like looking out on the water. He walks up to us. He's like, you guys just get here. And we're like, yeah. And he's like, I don't even know if I could do a Jamaican accent. I don't think I've ever tried. I don't want to be he said, do you want to buy some of the finest Jamaican weed? Like, the first thing he says to me is that. And I'm like, no. I'm chilling right now. I just got here, right? I'm like, I don't want to buy that. And he's like, all right, just let me know, man. And he like gives me his number. I'm like, okay. And I just walk away. I was shocked immediately that they were actually trying to like immediately sell me drugs. And that guy only wanted to sell me weed. But as I'm like staying there longer and longer, they all say that like they were all saying the same thing. It was only the dudes, okay? None of the women that worked there tried to even remotely speak to me about drugs. It was mainly the guys that worked around the beach or the people that were past the barbed wire. They were either sitting in kayaks or they were standing outside the barbed wire. They would whistle to you and they would say, yo, man! And they would point at you to come over. And I was like, what? And they would go like this. All of them would go. And initially I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Because I'm a dumbass. I was like, why are they going like this? I was like, oh, like joints. Like they want to sell me weed. And so like one day, me and my friend walk over. My friend walks over first to the guys at the barbed wire fence. I'm like, dude, they tell us not to walk over to those guys. Like, they're security guards. Like, don't walk over to them. And one of them's just holding a knife. Like, just like casually. He's just like flipping it in his hand. He's like holding like a 4-inch blade. He's just like holding a knife. And I'm like, what the fuck? And my friend's drunk as shit. And because it's an all-inclusive resort. So you just drink however much you want. He walks over first. I'm sitting there. I'm getting a drink. And I hear them talking. And he's like, we got anything, man. Anything you want to buy. And, like, they're talking about, like, any fucking drug. Like, dude, like, the dude opens his bag. He's got, like, weed, ecstasy, coke. Anything you could fucking think of. That motherfucker has it. And my friend's like, nah. And he's, like, fucking with them. And I'm, like, telling my friend, I'm like, stop. Like, you're gonna piss them off. Like, you're just talking to them. You're wasting their time for, like, 10 minutes. And then he walks away, and they get, like, mad. And I'm like, bro, like, don't walk over there again. I'm like, don't walk over there again. But this is, Andrew Tate's story isn't even about that. He left the resort. I wasn't going to leave the resort. I'm never leaving that shit. He left.
A bullet probably wouldn't kill me. 5 might, but I can take 1. So I decided to go out exploring in Jamaica. So I go up to the reception, say, I need a taxi. I'm going to do my Jamaican accent. She goes, I can't do it. I'm smiling. She goes, what do you need a taxi for? I said, I'm going to go out and look around Jamaica. She goes, no, don't do that. Stay in the hotel. We have bar in the hotel. I was like, no. So she wouldn't give me a taxi. So I was like, fuck you then. So I walk out the hotel, down the long road, all the way out to the main road.
Oh, it is really far. Every resort is like so segmented away. Like you take a long ass road that has like 4 gates to like get out. Like they don't want people in there.
I wave, dude stops. I say, bro, I want to go have some fun. He goes, get in the car, man. I'll show you around the island. We have fun. I was like, all right, cool. So I get in the car.
He just gets in a random guy's car. Bro, that's a bad idea. Not even in Jamaica. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, don't get in a random guy's car.
He says, what's your name? I said, Andrew. And I go, you? And he goes, Grim. I said, Grim? He goes, yeah, Grim Reaper. And started laughing. And I was just like, ha ha. Yeah,
I would get out of the
Reaper.
car.
This is a warning. When a dude tells you his name's Grim Reaper, you should get out of the fucking car.
Bro, it was weird. They would lie. At the resort guys that tried to sell me weed, I didn't buy it, by the way, but my friend's dad bought it. My friend's dad bought weed from the lifeguard that I talked to in the first 10 seconds that I was there. And he just had it on him. He was just like, here. And he just gave him the weed. The dudes that were outside of the resort would lie about their names. And, like, I mean, you can't prove that they're lying, but, like, Tate said their name was Grim. One of the dudes that I talked to, I'm sitting on the front porch, and one of the dudes on the kayak, he's, like, a football field and a half away from me on the beach. He goes like this. He does the fucking smoking thing. He's like, yo! I'm like, what? And he says, do you want to buy some of the finest Jamaica? He says the same fucking line that the other guy said, talking about buying weed. And my friend says, what's your name? And he says, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. You mean to tell me, see, that's just sketch. If you're lying to me about your fucking name, he tells me his name's Kevin Durant. I know your name's not fucking Kevin Durant, you fucking liar. NBA player, Kevin Durant. Okay, that's some fake shit. And anyways, he's like, come on down. I'm like, I'm not fucking coming down there. And he's like, why? And I'm like, dude, I'm in my room right now. And it was like we were about to like go leave for dinner too. It was like that late. It was like the second night we were there. I was like, I'm not. And he was like, why? He was like getting mad at me. I was like, dude, I remember shouting to him. I was like, it's not that I don't. And I was like being nice to him. It was like, it's not that I don't think your weed's good. I don't want to spend 10 minutes getting down to you. And he was like, just run. And I was like, no. Three people a day, easy. Like, just talking to them. 3 people would just try to sell me weed every day.
So we're driving. Anyway, Grim's accent was so thick. He had that Jamaican accent, and he spoke in that patois. It was so thick, I couldn't understand the guy. He had this music on, this hard Vibes Cartel, like loud music, and he's talking shit, and I have no idea what he's saying. So he's saying, where do you want to go? And I'm like, bro, I want to party. He's like, what kind of party? You like girls? And I know from being in all these countries, I've been to 72 countries, taxi drivers say, do you like girls? And when you say yes, they take you to strip clubs to get commission. But I also know Jamaica's super homophobic. So I can't say, no, I don't like girls. And I also don't want to go to a fucking Jamaican strip club. So I'm like, yeah, I like girls, but I don't want to go to a strip club. I want to go find some normal girls. I didn't actually care about girls. I'm not really looking to fuck a Jamaican chick. I just wanted to look around a bit. But you can't say to a Jamaican guy, I don't like girls. You can get shot in the head. So like, yeah, I like girls, but I don't want to go to a strip club. Anyway, so he starts ranting off. Talking. And he was driving like a fucking idiot. So I'm focusing on the road thinking, maybe I'm going to have to grab the wheel or some shit. This motherfucker's about to kill me. Talking shit. And when he finishes, he pulls out about 5,000 American.
What?
In his fucking pocket, one of those pockets on his shirt. And he goes, you like that? I have no idea to this day what he said.
Bro, that motherfucker listened to him for 3 minutes. He pulls out $5,000. You like that? Yeah. Doesn't even know what he said.
I like money. So I was like, yeah, I like that. He goes, I party with you all night. I was like, okay, fine. So by saying, yeah, I like that, I agree Grim's going to come party with me. He pulls up at this club. I may as well have been Ed Sheeran up at this motherfucker.
Wait, what the fuck did he just say?
I am mixed race. I may as well have been Ed Sheeran up at this motherfucker. It was black. I'm not being racist. I'm saying it was black. The music was black. The lights were low. You couldn't see nobody's face. It was just black. Everyone in there probably had a gun. Everyone knew the dances. A song would come on. Everyone's doing the same dance. I'm standing there completely out of place. And it took only 7 seconds for Grim's stupid ass to order a bottle of Chivas Regal, which I don't even fucking drink. They brought the bottle over to me. I could see on the wall the price of the bottle, but the bill said double.
Oh, they fucking do that. They do that at a lot. They do that at a lot of islands. Not even just Jamaica. A lot of islands I've been to, they'll upprice white people. Just say, or if you're clearly a tourist, not even just white. But like I've gone to places where like, yeah, similar shit. You see something on the wall, and then your bill is twice as much. Or a lot of countries, I've done this. This is also a mistake. A lot of island countries, near resorts or wherever, not Jamaica specifically, because Jamaica's usually all-inclusive. You're really not even paying anybody. You're just tipping people. In a lot of island nations, they just have the tip included, like, on it. And you can read it, but most people don't really read the bit. Like, you just read the number, you add the tip, and then you give them money, right? And I did that one time. I tipped a guy, like, 80 fucking %. It was like a 20% tip already included. I gave him like $30 just because it was my last day there. I gave him like $30 and my meal was already like 50. And so like, dude, I ended up tipping that dude like 60-70% of whatever the fuck I got. I mean, I didn't feel ripped off or anything. It's not like a rip off. He wasn't like scamming me or anything. It was just like how it was. And I didn't really feel bad. I was like, yeah, I'm just giving a guy money. So it's whatever. It was my last day here. I was drinking at like 9 fucking in the morning. Like, dude, I would get up and we would drink beer. And it was so bad. The first day we were there, or the second day we were there for like half a day when we landed. The second day we were there, I was so hungover. I was eating potatoes with my breakfast. I looked over at these people parasailing over the sun. And right when they crossed it, the sun glared in my eyes, almost threw up all over everybody. Like, not even joking, I almost threw up everywhere. But I would start drinking so early. And one of the days, it was like my 6th drink at like fucking noon. Not even. I walk over to the guy. I'm like, yo, can I get another one? He's like, take a shot with me. I'm like, no. I come back for another one the next time. And I'm like, another one. He's like, another one? I was like, yeah. This was like 10 minutes later. I fucking gulped it down. He gives me a tequila lemonade, which was ice. And he just poured it full of tequila. I was so drunk, I didn't know that it was all tequila. And so I drink it. I'm like, this shit is fucking weird. I'm like, this is not normal. And so, like, he just, because I didn't drink with him, he gave me a whole fucking glass of, a glass of tequila. And I was like, bro, like, dude's like a dickhead, but it was kind of funny in hindsight.
And Grim just hands me the bill while he opens up the bottle. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I pay for the bottle for Grim. He starts sipping away on this shiv ass. I'm sitting there. I'm standing up against the wall so no one can attack me from behind. Just looking at this club, thinking, not only do I not belong here, I'm definitely a little bit intimidated, and there's definitely no fun for me here. There's no action for me here. Black people can't drink.
Oh,
they all think they can drink. Black people can't drink. I live in Romania. I've gone to Russia. White people can drink. You can sit with a Russian man, do 3 bottles of vodka. It's fine. As soon as a fucking black person starts touching alcohol, they all start getting out of control.
Bro, why can Tate never go a video without doing, like, anything offensive? I literally watched the first minute. I was like, okay, yeah, this video will be fine. Yep, he's saying something fucking fucked up.
That's why they're fucking fighting and shooting each other and shit.
Okay, that's literally just racist, Tate. That's actually just racist.
He's drinking this shiv ass. He must have had about 4 or 5 drinks. Drunk out of his mind. So I say to him, look, Grim, let's go. Why you want to go? Party just starting, boy. I'm like, bruv, I didn't want to leave. I got to go back to my hotel. I got a meeting. Start talking some shit. He's like, okay, I take you to a better party. You don't like the party here, boy. I take you to a better party. I'm like, all right, Grim, let's go. As long as you get me the fuck out of here. Grim is hammered. So he's driving the car at like 15 miles an hour. You know Jamaicans take everything slow. This motherfucker was going slow. I'm like, bro, just take me back to the hotel. I'm done with parties for tonight. All right, fine, fucking take me. Fine, whatever. He was refusing to take me home. I was like, fine, take me to this party. We start driving up this dirt hill. Driving up this hill, driving up this hill, driving up this hill. We're driving up this hill for like 10 minutes. Dirt track hill in the middle of the forest on both sides. And I didn't clock instantly. Maybe it's because I had a few drinks. But then I clocked and thought, this motherfucker's about to rob me. There's no fucking club up here.
They tell you that. Like, that's his fault. They literally say. That was what they said. Like, when you would ask why, they're like, you're probably going to get robbed. Like, you're probably, like, don't leave. You're probably going to get robbed.
So, there's no ego attached. Most people die in muggings because of ego. You want my phone, take my phone. If you tell me you're going to kill me, I'm going to attack you. But if you, like, just give me your phone and I'll leave, oh, here, bye. Anyway, so I was like, he's going to rob me. So I
wouldn't want to give, if I was getting robbed and they were like, give me your phone, I'll be like, bro, like, now I'm going to have to get a new phone. And, like, all the info on that shit, I'm going to be like, you want anything else? Like, I'd rather give somebody my ID than my phone. Like, because that's just a pain in the ass to have to get a new phone. Oh, my God.
He goes, I didn't say a club, boy. I said a party. And that kind of gave me, you know what, that actually made me feel a little bit better when he said it. I thought, maybe there is a party up here. Maybe I'm fucking freaking out. So we get up to the top of this hill. And it was a party. This was Grimm's party. It was 2 rickety-ass fucking street lamps dimly lighting a fucking clearing in this forest.
I just think it's dumb that he entrusted everything. He's in a foreign country, and he is entrusting everything into a guy named Grimm. Like, you don't even know where you are. He's just driving you around. Like, what if he ditches you? You're fucked.
And there was about 20 Jamaican dudes. No girls. That's it. That's the party. Grimm goes, we're here. I was like, Grimm, let's go.
Why does he care about the girls, though? He literally said he didn't give a fuck.
This is shit. Take me home. He'd already stepped out the car and started walking off. So, all right, so what can you do? You can't just sit in the car like a bitch. Everyone's looking at you now because, you know, you've driven up to this party. Everyone's staring at you. So go get out the fucking car. What else are you going to do? So I get out the car. I must have got out of the car about 4 seconds after Grimm. After I looked around, analyzed my options, I looked if there's a key in the car, if I can steal the car. I was like, no, okay.
Steal the car?
Me, what, they're going to rob me? If they rob me, I got about 1,000 US. Blah, blah, blah. Analyzed everything in about 3 seconds. Got out of the car, and within those 3 or 4 seconds, Grimm had vanished. Grimm is now gone. Like a ghost into the fucking night. I look around, and I cannot see Grimm. So it's just me at this party. Like, okay, so I'm kind of like, well, where do I stand? What do I do? There's this shed, this shitty shed, and I have the same philosophy everywhere I go. I don't want to be attacked from behind. If you're gonna kill me, I need to at least see it coming. So I decide to go stand up against the shed. So I go stand up against the shed. I'm standing there trying to pretend I'm just like chilling, and all the dudes are looking at each other, and then looking at me. And Jamaicans, they're not subtle. Jamaicans are not subtle people at all. So they made it very clear what they were doing. They were asking, who knows this guy? Can I rob him? Like, is he a police? Who the fuck is this dude? So they're like, him, you know? Who did it? Like, literally being super obvious. Who the fuck is, if he's your friend, if I shoot him, are you going to be... I'm just sitting there. And obviously, as a professional athlete, especially in fighting, you get a poker face. That's your whole job, is you have a poker face. So I sit there and thought, my only thing I can do is keep the poker face on. I have to pretend I don't give a fuck. I gotta pretend I'm so comfortable here. I gotta have the poker face, like you do before a world title fight. Before a world title fight, you're scared, but you just keep that straight face. So I'm chilling, straight faced, whatever. Anyway, there's these 2 dudes, the 2 biggest guys. I'm 6'3.5". These dudes must be about 6'5", both of them. Wearing the string vests, lean like me, built. They start talking, and they're the ones who are most overtly pointing at me and like checking if, you know, I'm okay to be a target. I can't say for 100% certain because it was about 10 meters out in the dark, but I will say with 99% certainty there was a pistol in his belt. I analyzed him from head to toe, and I looked in his belt. And I
analyzed him.
If someone would say, would you bet your life on it? I'd say, yeah, there's a pistol in his belt. So I knew this is an unwinnable fight, so I was like, okay. My plan is this. While I was looking at his belt and the pistol, someone started walking down the hill. So I said to myself, next time someone starts walking down the hill, I'm just going to walk with that person and pretend I know that person. And if I can convince that one person not to kill me, then that lowers my odds. Instead of having to convince everyone not to kill me, I was convinced one guy to not kill me. So next time someone leaves, I'm walking down the hill. These 2 dudes are about to fucking attack me. Anyway, I'm literally looking at the hill and thinking that's my plan. And I hear, yo, and I turn to the side, it's fucking Grimm. And he stinks of weed. Stinking of weed out of his fucking mind. He goes to me, you having fun, boy? I was like, no. I said, it's all right. I didn't say no. I thought no. I said, it's all right, man. I need to get back. I got people waiting for me. That's what I said. You know, the typical basic tricks, you know. He goes, you want the taxi home? I was like, yeah. He goes, $1,000. It's like 1,000 what, Jamaican? Remember, I paid this guy
$1,000 to go home?
He goes, no, $1,000 American dollar. I leave you here with my boys. So
no, he said American, not Jamaican. 1,000 US to fucking go home. You just got scammed out of $1,000. You gotta pay it. You can't be like, no, because then you're fucking dead or stuck.
I've got about $700 on me. I spent the rest on your fucking Shivas. He goes, I'll tell you what. I take you home for $700. I wait outside. You bring me the other 300, or you never make it off Jamaica. I look him in the eyes. I said, Grimm, you motherfucker. I said, you know what? Deal. We get back in the car. It wasn't even animosity. We get back in the car. It was like, men understand the reality of the world. I can't be mad at Grim. Grim does what Grim does. I walked into it. I get back in the car. He goes to me, now, he goes, the party not finished for me, boy. Starts putting music on.
Bro just scammed you out of almost $1,000. And now, and a whole night. And now he's just chilling.
And I thought, okay, I'm at the hotel now. I can not pay him. I can fucking call the police. I can be a little bitch. Like most white boys would do. That's what a white boy would do.
Would you guys pay him? Because he drops you off at the hotel, you could theoretically run. I would pay the guy. I would say you scammed me. I would say that's an honest scam. I would pay him. I would say, yeah, I'm down $1,000 now. This sucks. I would pay him. And I wouldn't say shit. I would just be like, yeah, you fucking got me. Like, I understand why you wouldn't want to, and you could probably get away with not paying him, but still, just like, I would appreciate the scam. I would be like, yeah.
Well, the end of the story is this. I had one of the guys who cleaned my room. And every time he cleaned my room, because I was in an all-inclusive unlimited alcohol, I'd give him all the alcohol for my room, because they'd refill it for free. So I'd say, take all the beer, take all the vodka, it's yours. I don't care, because they refill it. And what surprised me, he goes, no one's ever done this for me before. I work.
They did the same thing when I was there. Bro, we were there, and they would have, like, hard alcohol, like $40, $50 bottles of alcohol. They would just refill it whenever you wanted at your house. And I remember we gave shit to, like, some of the workers, and they were, like, kind of shocked. Or they would, like, take a shot with us, and they were like, really? Like, you're letting us do this? And I was like, wow, how much of a dick can these people be?
So this guy, I told him my story. He goes, you are the luckiest man in Jamaica. He goes, you don't know, they kill tourists because if they get caught robbing a tourist, they do the same time as murder. They always kill tourists. They would have definitely buried you in the ground. No one find you for years. They never let you go and give police report. You're the luckiest man in the world. I never am going to Jamaica ever again.
Bro, oh my God. Bro, it's not, I thought it was a dope country. I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't want to leave the resort, though. The only other, like, major thing that happened that was, like, a story in Jamaica when I went was we ordered food one night at 9. Like, most of the time you would order food, like, room service, and this is what the sad thing was. We were in Jamaica, and every night for room service, because we were, like, drinking so much, we would order pizza in Jamaica. But we would order pizza, and most times it would take like an hour to get there. One night, we ordered at 9 p.m. No, it was actually 10. We ordered room service at 10 p.m., but you could order room service any time of the night. They were there 24 hours. You could order room service at 4 in the morning. And normally, most nights it would show up at like 11, maybe 12. Guess what time it showed up? 4 in the morning. I was like... What the fuck? We ordered that shit like 6 hours ago. Like, why are you even delivering it at this point?
Grade when I got caught with Nick Meyer.
6 hours. 6 hours. It was the same thing as the cookie incident with the mafia that I had. Bro, 6 hours later. I was like, what? Don't even deliver it. It was fresh. It was hot when it came in, but like we didn't eat it. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was the incident. All right, now we're on to this. Hold on, I gotta piss real quick. I gotta run to the bathroom.